6 days passed since I started to eat only meat. I added a little bit of different products besides meat, which I'm gonna talk about. It's challenging. I would tell you that it's not easy to eat only meat. I mean, maybe I'm not a good cook, I don't know. I focused on mostly ground beef, and maybe that's my mistake because what I was doing, I would be cooking ground beef on skillet for about 10 minutes until it's all brown. Of course, I would add salt to it. I was trying to eat at once as much as I can, which I never could eat the whole thing, maybe half of it. After a while, it became like I was eating almost like a soil. It wasn't really good. So it was hard to eat like that. And finally, I decided that I'm gonna add something to it. So I was adding more water at first, so it's more like it's not very dry basically, and that helped. But even though I I felt like I'm not eating enough calories, and before in previous video I said that it doesn't matter, calories don't really matter, but I don't know, it's very controversial. I think it matters because otherwise you are weak. If you don't have enough calories, you don't have energy. They say you can eat as much as you want meat. Well, that I don't know, because for me, like I said, it was hard to eat a lot of meat. And about, I don't know what day exactly, but I tried to add coconut milk to beef, and that helped. Organic coconut milk was really good with beef. I don't know, I liked it, and it helped me to eat beef. I want to eliminate foods that my body doesn't tolerate, and especially I want to fix my acid reflux. Beef is not a good meat to eliminate acid reflux because beef has, ground beef has a lot of fat. Even though they say you have to have a lot of fat because you are only on meat diet, well, that's opposite what you should do when you have acid reflux. I wanna eliminate beef, but because I bought so much beef, I wanna, get rid of that beef first, and then I'm gonna focus on lean meat like seafood, maybe chicken, turkey a little bit. I'm not fan of turkey, and pork. Like pork chops apparently are very lean, and I actually like pork chops. I bake them in the oven and I actually like it a lot, so I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna go back to my diet when I felt good actually. So I was eating mostly seafood. I didn't eat that time beef, pork, and chicken. But this time I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna eat pork, chicken, maybe not a lot, but I will, and beef only very lean pieces. And here's another thing that I discovered about the beef. If I eat small portions, I don't feel like my stomach is really working hard. But then, when you eat at once a large portion, then of course your stomach can handle this, and you feel like it sits there and you feel a little bit discomfort, almost like pain. It's not a pain, but it's a weird feeling. So I don't like that feeling. And I think it was 2 days ago, 1 pound of beef I would divide in 3 parts, and then I would eat that every 3 hours, and I felt totally different. So that helps, of course, because if you have acid reflux, you are not supposed to overload your stomach. So that's why it's hard to eat only meat and get enough calories, from just eating meat. Another thing I noticed, which my friend recommended, she was always saying just cook meat very well, like keep it in the oven for even like 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours is too long, but like 1 hour and a half. So that's what I did. Today morning, I cooked ground beef with other pieces of beef. I think it was like bottomless back or something like that, beef. And I did it in oven. I cooked in oven and it's totally different taste. I liked it much better like that. And my stomach handled that beef so much easier. So that has something to do with cooking, you know, like the way you cook. Another thing, yeah, they say you can eat raw meat, and I agree with that because ate raw meat in Poland. I'm Polish, by the way. Anyway, it doesn't matter, right? Um, in Poland, we would eat tartar, which is like a raw meat with egg on top and like onion and some pieces of pickled cucumber and salt and pepper. Then you mix it, and it's really, really delicious. Like, I loved it. But I don't know if it's healthy because if the meat is not good, you know, it could deliver bacteria to you and then you get sick, right? So you have to have a good source of meat to do that. Today morning, finally, I had potatoes with kefir. I had three potatoes and I didn't even know for a long time because I never cared that three potatoes, which the weight was 900 grams, equals to 800 calories and about 180 carbs. Wow, that's like basically what you need a day. And so I had potatoes in the morning. I feel good. So I'm gonna eat potatoes. Next thing that I'm gonna add, it's gonna be cauliflower because cauliflower gives me energy. I know that. And then I will see. I'm very like on the border with beans because beans makes me bloating. I have a lot of gas. I don't feel comfortable, but I love beans. So especially green beans, and I like large white beans. Curry powder. I didn't know for a long time because I never cared to check that curry powder actually has like 10 different ingredients, at least the one that I bought from Amazon, which is organic. And that one contained cayenne pepper, and I always suspected cayenne pepper that gives me a lot of pain in my stomach. So, curry powder, even though it's good, I love that spice. I think it's number one that I have to avoid. And on top of that, they recommend it on the package that you are supposed to eat only 1/4 of the teaspoon, and I was putting like sometimes half of the spoon or even like even more to some meals that I had, which is crazy. I didn't know you are supposed to only have the small amount. Maybe that's why I had so much problem all the time with my stomach. So I'm glad I did elimination diet. I'm so glad that I did it. Black pepper, maybe, I think it's causing problem too because I had in the morning one time eggs with a lot of black pepper and I basically got acid reflux right away back, all the symptoms, and I had pain in the stomach. So I think I'm gonna get rid of spices. I'm just gonna eat salt and it's fine. There is so much good food and you can spice your food different way without spices. Like someone told me, like some people are okay with spices because they are born in certain regions where people from young ages, they eat spices, so they are okay with it. Like people from Europe, they eat milk, they drink milk since they are young and they are okay with it, where apparently people in Asia, they get lactose intolerant because they are not, you know, introduced to milk like I am not introduced to spices. So maybe that has something to do with that. And whatever this is, I'm getting rid of spices. No more spices for me. Not even black pepper. I forgot what restaurant was that. It doesn't matter, but I had a piece of salmon with a lot of black pepper, which is called, I think, blackened salmon. And I like that. So I, you know, started to using a lot of black pepper at home. And that could be another thing that my stomach was suffering and I didn't know. My father Uh, he all his life he mostly ate meat. He's not big on veggies. He I don't know, he would eat potatoes. He doesn't eat rice almost at all. And he always have energy. He's about 67 right now. And he drinks. He's he drinks a lot, I would say. Or he used to. Now he probably have a beer or two a day or something like that. And he smokes a lot. And he's fine. He has a lot of energy. There was nothing wrong with him. He goes, for like adventures, hiking to look for mushrooms and all that. This is his like a hobby kind of. So my point is that even though he didn't eat veggies, he's fine. I'm not saying that he's super healthy and that he's gonna live like long life, but I'm saying that he never was introduced to curry powder or like turmeric or other spices that people say is supposed to give you like all this nutrition and health. Bullshit. I don't believe it anymore. It's just the marketing. You basically could live your whole life without that and you will be fine. So my point is that you don't have to follow all these diets. Just find food that it's good for you and balance it. Basically, I'm not saying that meat diet is bad or vegetarian diet is bad. I think, like I said before in other video, that it's about balance. And most of all, people feel good because they don't, in both diets, then they don't eat sugar, a lot of sugar, and they don't eat a lot of carbs. So if you limit carbs or you eat at least, let's say, like I had only 3 potatoes today, that's like 180 carbs per day. For me, that's probably enough. They recommend between 200 and 300. I would say 180 like I had today, it's right on. And if you cut sugar completely, of course you're gonna feel good. It doesn't matter if you are on meat diet or if you are on a veg diet. So again, I'm going back to my old diet. Why? Because my problem started actually when I started to eat meat again, and everything came back when I went to have a really fat piece of burger. Next day, I blame different things because the problem started next day actually when I had a lot of popcorn. I always say it wrong, popcorn. I was blaming anything else but not beef because I was thinking that, I don't know, I had a lot of wine that time too. But then, it made me think because when you have fat in your stomach, it doesn't digest quickly and it stays there. So that's why when I stuffed myself with other food, then it caused symptoms. And I'm not 100% sure if this is it, but probably it is. With, of course, combination of wine and maybe some coffee and mostly sugar. Believe me or not, sugar causes so many problems. So of course, I even, okay, I'm gonna even come back to diet where I'm gonna have one cheating day. I don't know, once a while I'll have sugar. Like I have maybe my favorite ice cream or something like that, which is Häagen-Dazs, ramen raisin, or coffee taste. I love it. Anyway, so did I say everything what I wanted to say? Benefits of eating meat. I think once you deliver enough calories, benefits are amazing. I'm not gonna talk about all of them. You can see different videos from more professional people, but I'm just gonna say what right away I noticed that, oh my gosh, my stomach feels so much better. I honestly, since first day, I didn't poop until today morning after I had carbs, which was potatoes. That's why I want to have potatoes and some other veggies from time to time, because otherwise your body digests everything. And that's the beauty about protein, it's like my stomach feels so good and it's just so much easier. So that's why I'm gonna investigate which veggies gonna be good for me. Another benefit is that, I don't know, it's just easier to prepare food because it's mostly meat, so you don't have too much headache preparing food. You just know you're gonna have meat, right? Tomorrow I'm gonna test eggs. I think eggs are fine with me, although eggs have some fat in it. But again, maybe once I reduce that heavy fat, because I think beef is hard to digest, especially fat. So I think it is. I don't know. Maybe for me. So once I eliminate beef, maybe eggs will be fine. I will see. I don't know. I love eggs and I want to eat eggs because eggs are very nutritious. Oh, and I lost about 5 pounds. So that's again probably because meat made me very satisfied. That's why I didn't need more calories than probably, like, I don't know, around 1,800, because that would be 2 pounds of beef. Yeah, I was losing about 1 pound a day. So that's why I know I didn't have enough calories also, because I couldn't eat more meat. So I lost about 5 pounds. I was 200, now I am 195. And that's a good way to lose weight. If you want to lose weight quickly, you don't have to go on like crazy diet. Just eat meat. Meat will make you full, and then you just make sure you don't eat more than you need, and you're gonna lose weight. Easy. Oh, very important. My gosh, I almost forgot. I am not a big coffee drinker. I drink coffee, then I stop drinking coffee. Then I come back to coffee, then I stop. And that could be like, I could be like drinking coffee for 2 weeks, then I stop for 2 weeks. And what I discovered today, I had coffee because I went for a walk and I was like, no, I feel like I need something like for pleasure. And coffee latte is not that bad. It's basically milk and coffee. And on carnivore diet, you are fine with milk. So I went to Starbucks and I got coffee latte grande, which is about 150 milligrams of caffeine. And usually that amount of caffeine would make me feel like, oh my God, I would get energy right away, like be bouncing out the walls. And it's amazing. I don't feel that. Actually, I had that coffee like maybe 2 hours ago, and I feel great. I feel like, I don't know, I feel peaceful, even though I had that coffee and so many milligrams. It's like Diet Coke would make me like hyper before. So that probably has something to do with not consuming a lot of carbs and sugar. I don't know, but now I understand why some people feel good or they feel okay with coffee, and I didn't before. I mean, I had to have specific amount, otherwise I would be like too hyper. So that's another evidence that if you have too much carbs and sugar, your life is like I don't know, like how you say it, like a roller coaster. I think I'm gonna be like about 70% protein and then like 30% of veggies and a little bit of carbs. That's my goal. And I'll see how it goes, and I'm gonna update you about that again. So coffee is another thing that basically I would like to do more video about that, but that's in the future. So far I can only say that that's what I discovered about coffee, that basically I feel good now. I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight, but probably it's not gonna affect me so much, which is amazing, because I used to complain that coffee is not good for you and blah blah blah, because maybe it's not, I don't know. it's again, it's hard to say when you are on like diet like that for a week only, so maybe it's gonna change later, but for now I like the effect of the coffee and the fact that I am not too hyper. Okay, thank you guys, have a good one, bye bye.